by at least 2 generations. So in that sense, Syria has come along and really revived the fortunes of the global jihad movement.
And security officials say that poses a long-term security threat if or when those battle-hardened militants decide to come home. Matthew Chance, CNN London.
The United States has heavily criticized the release of more than 60 detainees from the Bagram prison nicknamed Eastern Guantanamo Bay by the Afghan government. Hamid Karzai has rejected the criticism and insists that his country's sovereignty should be respected. We have more in this report by CFI.
States criticized the Afghan government's release of 65 detainees on Thursday, calling it a deeply regrettable move. The alleged militants had been in Bagram prison, nicknamed the Eastern Guantanamo.
We found no evidence proving that these 65 people were criminals according to Afghan law.
Afghanistan is a sovereign country. If the Afghan judicial authorities decide to release a prisoner, it is of no concern to the US and should be of no concern to the US. And I hope that the United States will stop harassing Afghanistan's procedures and judicial authority, and I hope that the United States will now begin to respect Afghan sovereignty.
من سره په دغه اردو کې کو تاجک او ازبک او هزاره او پښتون او هر څوک من سره ډیر خراویا کړي من سره دی ورونو غونډه راويش کړي هیڅ قسم مشکل من د دو سره نه وسلرو نه مخ کې لرلو نه پاینده کې لرو دغه خلک چې د دلته ناشتي په باګرام کې پراته دي دا افغانان دي دا مسلمانان دي دا د ملت بچیان دي د دوه پلرونو نیکونو د روسانو په مقابل کې خپل قرباني ورکړي جهاد.
The World Food Programme has started delivering aid to the Central African Republic in the form of food aid to residents of Bangui. According to UN reports, more than 1 million people are desperate for food in the conflict-ridden country, and 6 people have been killed in Mogadishu after a car bomb exploded at the airport. For more on these and other stories, we turn to this African News Roundup.
Nous sommes d'accord que la CEDEAO déploie des forces au Mali et avec ce déploiement-là, nous sommes d'accord avec toutes les structures qui vont avec. Ah oui, d'accord.
Le président de la République reste là, conformément à l'accord cadre, et ensuite le gouvernement demeure.
When a car bomb exploded at the Mogadishu International Airport. Witnesses said that the bomb targeted a UN convoy near a checkpoint at the gate. Part of the airport is being used by AMISOM troops. The Islamist Shabab claim responsibility for the attack. Most of the victims were civilians. Eric Berteau, founder of the charity Zoe's Ark, and Emily Lalouche have been sentenced to a 2-year suspended sentence. In 2007, the couple were charged by the Chadian government of abducting 103 infants whom they claimed were orphans from Darfur and Chad. The children were to be placed in foster homes in France. Court of Appeals in Paris also dismissed charges against the charity's organizer, Alain Pelegat.
Take a second break. Stay tuned.
Breaking news under the Chief Patronage of His Excellency, the Professor Dr. Alhaji Yahya AJJ Jammeh. Gamtel Gamsel Staff Association is back again. New Year's with a different new style in the building. The grand launching of Papa Chon, the long-awaited album Agogo, is live in the Gambia. Friday the 21st of February 2014. Gala dinner with difference at Penchami Hall, Paradise Suite Hotel. Chon Balagosek, the now rising star Wali Balagosek, Jeliba Kwati and the Kumare Ban. Gala dinner, platinum tables 60,000, diamond 50,000, gold tables 40,000, individuals 1,500. Saturday, 22nd February, mega show live at the Independence Stadium, first of its kind in the Gambia. Mr. Kolo Kolo Kolo, Mr. Choco Choco Baby, Mr. Sekam Sekam, Naubi Dada, Flavor out of Nigeria for the first time touching down the Gambia. Get ready for this big event. Artists in the building, Jalex, Mighty Joe, Balaransa, Humanity Stars, Nuva, T-Smalls, MLK, Broke, tickets, $300 is flat, VIP, $700 is Sunday 23rd February 2014, Kids Carnival at Benjamin Hall, Paradise Suite Hotel. It's just $300 is flat. Proudly sponsored by two telecommunication giants. Gamtel, 11 years on the road.
Back, and before we end this edition of the news, a recap of our headline-making stories. The President, His Excellency Sheikh Professor Alhaji Dr. Yahya AJJ Jammeh and his Turkish counterpart Abdullah Gül have held a state of bilateral relations premised on genuine partnership and cooperation in many fields of socio-economic engagement. Celebrants marking 1 billion Rising Day are calling for wider societal support and greater commitment to ending gender-based violence and discrimination. Afghan President Hamid Karzai has called on the United States to respect the sovereignty of his country, this as Washington slammed the release of 68 militants from Bagram prison. And the UN has reported that more than 1 million people need urgent help in the Central African Republic as the WFP falls out food aid to the conflict-ridden nation. Well, that was all in this edition of the news. Thanks for the pleasure of your company. Until then, I am Fatijane Mbaye, and I'll be back at 2200 hours with more news. Until then, happy Valentine's.